Your ear sockets and your eye holes are not deceiving you. This is the 702 Gaming Podcast, and you're listening to episode 32. I am Jacob, the host, and I'm joined by my brother Jay and our good buddy Josh.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Good.
How are you two doing? Let's see what we could talk about today. I wanted to talk about the translucent green Xbox that they announced about a week or two ago. What do you guys think
Heck
of
yeah.
that?
I think it looks so sick, dude. With the throwback to the last, the OG translucent green and just being an anniversary edition. I think it looks great. I wish I'd have known they were just gonna be giving them out and I would have made sure I was in the audience, but too late for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks awesome. We talked about on the last one what we have in our house. I already have two, but if there's something that would make me get another one.
You'll have a third Series
Yeah,
X?
yeah, I'll probably sell one. That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you'd make some money off of it too.
Yeah, with just
You have
a
equity.
slight price increase.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that translucent green. It reminds me of the olden days when they used to do fun things like that. And I do remember when the Series X first came out and they showed it. I really liked how it looked. I think it's one of the best looking consoles made. Uh, I I just like the simplicity and the squareness of it, I guess. But I had thought even back then, I think I even posted on one of their videos like, "Hey, I want see-through green, like the old Xbox," and I can't believe they're actually doing it. Now I know it comes with a controller that matches. I think the controller says 25 on it or
Yep.
25th.
X25 or something.
Yeah. And then the buttons on the face buttons are like the OG, just pure red, green, I
Yep.
think, right?
Yep.
It's not the
That's what I
clear.
saw anyway.
Yeah. So kind of, yeah, really cool looking. Really cool.
Yeah.
And I did you notice the two bumpers? It's one bumper's black and one bumper's white, and it's a throwback to when we didn't have bumpers. We had a black and a white button on the face of the original
Wow.
Xbox controller. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that was a
That's
neat
That's
crazy.
little,
cool.
I forgot that there even was a black and a white button.
yeah, or
Hmm.
that we didn't have bumpers, just
What's
triggers.
crazy, I was showing my kid the other day, she was working on Jurassic Park, and I was like, you gotta hit select, which is not even select. But I had to
Mm.
be like, that one next to the Xbox button, we consider that select.
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
don't know what they're called. I call them select and start.
Select and start.
I have
Yep.
no idea.
That's the
Yep.
old gamer
I
in
don't
us.
either.
Yeah, I don't say click the hamburger. Yeah, the drop down hamburger.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good
I don't
description though.
think they have announced pricing on the green Xbox yet.
From what I saw, it was just like speculation. They figure it'll be somewhere between like 650 and 800, so 750 somewhere around there. And then if you wanted just a controller, 90. So
Hmm.
more than just a off the shelf Xbox, but I got to be honest,
Special edition.
I'd be willing to part with almost a G for that thing. It is so tempting.
Yeah.
Then once you buy it, do you open it and use it, or do you just keep it in the box?
I maybe you buy two, so you have one of each. I don't know. You got two G's laying around?
No, not just laying around.
Actually, I actually don't.
They're all tied up in stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I invested in pennies.
that's failed.
My thing with
Yep.
any of that though is too, like I've kept stuff over the years. I'm positive whatever I kept did not age well and isn't worth anything. And when do like when do you know to sell it? I just don't
Yeah,
know if I'd be smart enough to do it. But
I did it one time. I have a 20th anniversary Xbox controller still sealed. I bought two of them for that purpose. I used
nice.
one and I kept the other one sealed. And it's gone up a little bit in value, but nothing crazy.
Mm.
That was a
Highest
cool
bidder in the
controller too.
chat
Yeah,
wins it.
yeah, exactly. That controller it says 20 inside of it, but it's see-throughs like smoke gray with
That's cool.
green accents, and you can see the 20 underneath the translucent gray
Well, just like you
inside, so
said,
it's pretty cool.
there's something about that translucent plastic that just takes you back. Like even the aftermarket PlayStation control, it was like they were always clear, and it reminds me one of the first things I think I ever remember because we're old is a pager with like that clear root beer colored plastic, and it was like you can see the
Yeah.
battery and the spring and the motherboard inside the stupid beeper that I carried for high school.
Yep.
It takes me back. I like it.
That's true. True nostalgia.
I have one of those that's at the bottom of a lake.
That's
Pager?
where it belongs.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly. I was on a ferry for my brother's wedding, and I was walking up, and it hit the railing, popped off, and
Off your
went to the
belt
bottom. Yeah.
because you're sporting it.
Oh,
Actually using the belt clip, and that
oh
thing
yeah.
probably sank like a rock.
Yep. I'm sure it did.
It was lighting up the whole way down with numbers to call.
Yeah, I know. Yep. All my deals did not get completed.
Oh, it was that pager.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, so moving on to the next subject, I kind of wanted to talk about Halo because we have a Halo coming out, but also I just recently replayed through Halo Reach, and I played it co-op all the way through, and I don't know, just some Halo memories. Halo's so iconic, and pretty much everyone's played Halo, so they all have some kind of memory of it. One of those first person shooters that's just took it to the next level, right? When it first came out,
Totally.
like jumping from Doom type
Mm-hmm.
shooters to that was just mind blowing. But so I just replayed Halo Reach, and while some things don't hold up that well, especially the control scheme and the way it controls and everything, it's just a little outdated, but still a great game. The music, when the way they time it and you get into an action scene and then the
You
music
hear the
da, da, da,
drums going.
da,
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
it's just gets you hyped, right? Like I got
Yep.
goosebumps a few times. And it's just a cool story and kind of a sad story about like the fall of the entire planet,
Mm.
right, to the Covenant, but you you get what you need off planet just narrowly so the Covenant doesn't get a hold of it before they destroy the whole planet. Glass the
Mm-hmm.
planet, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the very last mission? It it's like, survive is the mission basically, and you're just being swarmed by Covenant, and then when they finally take you out, it does a little cutscene where you're like crawling away, and then all of the Covenant dudes just like jump all around you and take you out,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just shows your helmet laying on the ground and zooms
Ah,
out for the credits.
it's
It's pretty
intense,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah. The first time I played that, I was just like, what is happening? And
This
then
can't
you
be it.
realize you can't beat that level. You're gonna die eventually.
Dang. No, but talk about nostalgia. Like you want to elicit a feeling in people, just play that. Like that, it
Mm-hmm.
just triggers you, dude.
Yeah.
Such a good, like you said, that switch. That was a new era. Original Halo was like, okay, we're playing a different kind of game now.
Yeah. Yep. And I came into it on Halo 3 because I didn't have the OG Xbox. So 360, I had Halo 3 was my entry point. And I remember the watching the trailer for Halo 3 got me all amped up for it and everything, waiting for the release, and then we played through it, you know.
One night.
Yeah. And it was I remember with the startup, when it goes to the game, to the main screen, and that's the music started on that. And that was the first time I ever heard the Halo music. It was pretty dope.
That is
And
cool.
just like
Yeah,
you
we
said,
had
going
four
into
players.
battles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
4-player game, dude. Don't even get me going on the network LAN parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were known to do those.
So awesome. It just
Yeah.
gave you a different feeling, like, the tank, I can't remember the name of it, but you got your 4 guys on your crew sitting on the tank, just like scanning Scorpion, right? The tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Just looking for the enemy guys and just all those game modes. Man, that game was just incredible.
Was.
Changed the face of gaming.
I mean, speaking of those LAN parties, we'd get a big group together, and each TV would have what 2 or 4 players on
Yep,
each
2 or 4.
TV, and we'd
Mhm.
have how many? I can't remember. Was it 4v4
I
or was
feel
it 8v8 or?
I think there
I
was
feel like
right,
there
there's
was a lot.
big battle mode or whatever, so
Big. You're
we
right.
would
Big
have to
team battle.
play
Yep.
those big maps, but we could
With like
do the
4
more. Yep.
TVs. Yeah. And so we'd all get together and things would get all heated. Do you remember one of the times a bunch of guys came over to my house and we had all the TVs set up, and it was like a friend of a friend came, and I guess he didn't realize how good we were at it or
Mm.
something, and he
Oh,
was
I
getting
remember.
all perturbed. Well, he was chewing this big old piece of bubble gum while we're playing, and he's getting all upset. This fool spit his bubble gum out, screaming and yelling at us. It got stuck in my carpet in my new house. Could never get that
Oh
bubble
my
gum out. It was
god,
like
it's
he was
so
chewing like
crazy.
the whole pack of bubble yum or something.
Well, he thought he was good, and then he showed up to one of our parties.
Yeah. Then
Your
I had to clean
parties.
gum out of the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't get the gum out, but you got him out, right?
But yeah, he was out.
Yeah. Good.
Never came
Good.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. You
One and
get
done,
ejected
they
for
call
that.
it.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I never went to any of the LAN parties or had any of
Man.
them. So that was something I missed
yeah.
too. That would
Yeah,
have
you
been
missed
sweet.
out on that. But at least
Yeah.
when Halo 3 came out, you were prepared. You had at the time a projector screen hanging on this side of the wall in this room,
Hmm.
and then on the very next wall facing that way, so crisscrossing, was another projector. And so we did 2 players and 2 players, and we did co-op through
Awesome.
the whole campaign in one night.
Yeah.
And we took
Yeah. It was
one
sick.
small little break to eat dinner, and we were getting near the end of the game, and we paused it, and we all went out and we ate this nice dinner. And while we're sitting there eating, someone texts Josh some spoilers of the ending. Do you remember that?
Vaguely. Yeah.
We all lost it.
Uh-huh.
Dirty.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you don't
Someone
stop to
spoiled it
eat.
for us.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we
Yeah.
shouldn't have stopped.
Should have
No,
ate
you don't.
before or ordered
Yeah.
pizza, dude.
Yep.
Yep.
But those playthroughs, that nonstop, that's, you talk about more nostalgia. That's the old Nintendo days where you couldn't save a game. Like if you wanted to beat it, you had to play it through. That was it. Those or they'd have a code that you could put in and
Right.
replicate where you were or whatever. But it's just not the same.
It
That's
isn't.
Yeah.
awesome. That's a great story.
I think after that we incorporated the big silver bowls with full of chips or like Chex Mix or whatever, because we all had those X Rocker chairs with the audio hooked up to them. So we had 2 facing each screen and then a big bowl in the middle. So that way we could snack while we played
My only problem with
to
that,
avoid
because I
that.
do it still currently sometimes, is that powder residue on your controller, man. That
Yeah.
aggravates me so bad.
Yep. I know.
I
We had to
use
We
a
wipe them
need
down.
theater
some.
bag.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
we need some kind of a trough.
Xbox branded or PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Hit
just
us
a
up.
muzzle that, yeah.
Yep.
PlayStation,
We got your
we'll build it
next
for you.
minute idea.
Yep.
Yep.
For the next time you want to play God of War all the way through, hook this up to your face.
It's just got a
Eat
big
like a
Omega
god.
sign on it. Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Those games would be a lot harder to go through. Back when the Halo games, when it was a good 8-10 hours,
Yep.
that was doable. But those God of War games are long.
Yep.
Yeah, the newer ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
is true. So on Halo, you've played all of them now, right, Josh? You've gone back and played 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jay, you've played them all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not all the way through necessarily, but I've experienced all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we played Halo 3 and Halo Reach on the 4-player on Legendary. I think those are the only 2 that we did on Legendary. But yeah, I went back and played 1 and 2 on my own.
That requires a level of patience that I do not have. I'm not a duck and hide kind of gamer. I'm a Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I used to play all the Call of Duty games on Veteran, and yeah, that's even more so.
Yeah. Yep.
That Call of Duty World at War. Ugh.
I
You're gonna get
respect it.
stuck on one point and you just die, respawn, die, respawn,
They
die,
had
respawn.
they had unending grenades. It was crazy. You could find a place to hide, but dude, always grenades every time.
Grenade
So aggravating.
indicators just burned into your TV
Uh-huh.
screen.
Yep. Exactly.
From all directions.
You think
Yep.
they're throwing grenades, but it was just burned into your screen.
Well, campaign on Halo, I think, was awesome. I loved the like finding the skulls and all that. I just thought it was such a great game with like Easter eggs and whatnot. But the multiplayer, but remember, that's back in the days when people would like pull the plug on their router to get the jump on you. How many times would you see a Master Chief just running against the wall? Like
Yeah.
he's
And then
lagged out, disconnected. But I think on the expansion games, Reach we played a lot of, and I really loved that game.
Yeah.
ODST I thought was pretty cool too, like a spin on Halo. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That's what I was
ODST
gonna
was a
say.
good game.
Yeah, there
Mhm.
it was cool that they did the spin-offs. They had the ODST, they had Reach that were that were the spin-offs, and then they had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they also had the spin-offs of the RTS, the two RTS games.
Yeah.
What were they called?
Yeah, what
Halo.
was that called? That was a great game too, actually.
They were really
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, I
I
didn't play
love an
those ones.
RTS. Oh, you
Mhm.
haven't? I
No.
love an RTS game, and they're a little weird to play on a console versus mouse and keyboard, so
Halo
they kind
Wars.
of
Mhm.
design them a little bit different.
Halo
Yeah,
Wars.
Halo
Yeah, there
Wars.
you go.
Halo Wars also had some of the best Halo cinematics, like especially at the time.
Yep.
Their cinematics are awesome.
Yep.
And then there was a couple twin stick shooters too. That they were fun, and I think there was even co-op in them and everything, but it was just like a top-down twin stick shooter versions, but yeah. So now this with this new Halo campaign Evolved coming out soon. It's coming out very soon, actually, July 28th, 2026, so like a month away. There's a few interesting things about it because first off, it's the second time they've remastered or remade the original Halo campaign.
Mhm.
And this time, instead of putting like one engine over the other where you could hit select or whatever that button is,
Yeah.
and go back and forth between the
Mhm.
old and the new. This one you can't do that because they're switching from their proprietary engine and they're going to
Mhm.
Unreal Engine
5.
5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
So this game's completely rebuilt all in Unreal Engine 5. They've added a few campaign missions to the game that sound pretty
Mhm.
neat. So there's a little bit extra there. But if you notice on the Unreal Engine 5, it's interesting because it's not necessarily that the art style changed, but it definitely looks like an Unreal Engine game now.
Mhm.
So it's really strange to see Halo with this
Yeah.
other lens.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always kind of had a certain look. I would say maybe those top-down games were a little more cartoony, but
Hmm.
you still knew you were watching Halo, like it was clear.
Mhm.
Even the like hexagonal, where you would plant stuff in the domes and whatever. It was Halo for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even know Unreal was at 5. That's crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think technically they're at
They're
6,
coming
aren't
out
they?
to
Or
6 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're demoing it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was kind of a test case for Halo to get everybody going on Unreal 5. Was it the Slip Space? I think was their engine that they
I think
had, their
so.
proprietary engine. Yeah, so the next one will be on Unreal 5. I get the next Halo game, mainline
Yeah,
Halo game will be.
right. We'll be on this now.
Mhm.
Which I mean, that's a really good idea to just not take any huge risks on the very first game and you're
Right.
first starting off in this new engine. You just kind of remake it and tweak it a little bit, and they get to practice and everything. And I'm really looking forward to it. I want to play through it again. It's not like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, I've already played this game however many times. Well, I've already played the original 10 times. I'm gonna play it again with even better visuals and add-ons to it. So pretty cool. This time too, the original was only up to 2-player co-op. This one is 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I gotta
that'll
think
be sweet.
I know there's an audience like you that will just play it again. And then think about this: there's probably people like Josh at Halo 3 that it's their introduction to Halo. They're gonna play it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a
Especially younger
success.
people.
I'll call it right now.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people weren't born when the first one came out, so a lot
Yep.
of
Yeah.
gamers.
True.
So this could be the first time, and it is coming to PC and PlayStation as well as
Okay.
Xbox. So there's that
Mm-hmm.
whole other
Layer.
crowd of people,
Yep.
which is cool. There's no versus or
Multiplayer. Yeah, it's
multiplayer
just a
on
campaign.
this. Yeah, so it might have crossplay. I'm not sure, but even if it does, it's just co-op. So
Campaign.
Yeah.
yeah, there's no versus. I don't know if it. I'm looking at it here, but I'm not sure if it has crossplay. It doesn't mention where I'm looking, but it
Mm-hmm.
does have the new missions, and 9 additional weapons from the later games are in this game, which is interesting. And then you'll be able to hijack and pilot more of the vehicles that you weren't able to on the first one.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
then they added more skulls, which, if you haven't played a Halo, when you find a skull in the map, they're really hard to find.
Yeah.
To find all of them is really hard. But you find them, and when you find one, you can use that skull the next time you play through that mission, and it'll do sort of a tweak to gameplay, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Either confetti shows up when you pop somebody's head, or it makes it way harder. Yeah, it's all like you said, tweaks to gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and they added more in this one.
Yeah, even more additional skulls, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it because I mean, the first time I played it, it was probably a 8 or 9 year old game, on a previous generation. So I haven't even really seen it in, shiny and new. So it'll be pretty cool to play through it again.
Yeah,
Have it be
especially with
modern.
three friends, so that's going to be
Yep.
pretty neat. Yeah, and they did modernize it a little bit where you can aim down sights now, because you could never, you just
That's
hit fired.
unheard of in Halo.
Yeah.
And I believe you can sprint
I was
now,
just gonna
because
ask,
you
can
can
you
sprint.
run?
I
Yeah.
think you can sprint, but from what I understood, they were having troubles when they were play testing that you could sprint all the way through the entire level, just run past everybody and beat it. So I think what they did was, and I could be wrong, but I think what they did was you can sprint, but if you take any kind of fire or damage, you stop sprinting.
That
So it
makes sense.
stops you from
Okay.
being able
I'm
to
good with
run
that.
through the whole level.
I actually think Soldier might need that on Overwatch.
Yeah, to slow them down a bit.
Little
You
runners.
can't slow
Yeah.
down that soldier boy.
He's got a cooldown.
He's seen too much.
Yeah, he's been through too much. So the fact that Halo's coming out on PlayStation and Gears of War E-Day was supposed to come out on PlayStation, or that was the original plan, and now
Mm-hmm.
that the Xbox has this huge shakeup right now with Asha Sharma taking over from Phil Spencer, and just Microsoft really getting their hands more into the Xbox decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Do you So they took away Gears of War E-Day from
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation already. They're
Yeah.
saying this is now an exclusive, where they had released another remake of Gears of War, the original, on PlayStation, preparing them for the next Gears of War so
Yeah.
that people would buy it. Well, they took that away. So they could very well be doing the same thing with Halo. They're releasing the original game on PlayStation, but they might be taking away whatever's next for Halo from PlayStation, which is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
It begs the question: Are what's better, online or exclusives or cross-platform? I don't know. I mean, I have my own experience for sure as an Xbox player where cross-platform does not always feel fair. And then when I
Yeah.
see the videos cross my feed of the easy little ads you can do to a PlayStation that give you auto aim, it's like, well, maybe that's why every time I'm against somebody on a different platform, I feel undergunned for sure. Like, just,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest. I feel like there's got to be a balance there that's good for everybody, but it's not in a good place right now, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. I love exclusives. I think they're great. That's the whole reason why I've always had PlayStation. I don't if it's cross-platform, I get it on Xbox
Mm.
always, just because that's where I enjoy playing games. But Sony's exclusives, they always just hit them out of the park. They're awesome. They always are. So I like that they have that and have the competition and everything. I think that's cool. But
And
they
just
don't
when you said
necessarily need
that,
to have.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Well, I was just saying that they don't necessarily need to have the cross play. Like you were saying. I don't care about that. But
Yeah, it's not a super important thing to me. If anything, I feel like I'm not excited about it. But just when you were
hmm
saying that, I don't know what it was about it that triggered me to think, like, again, nostalgia, gray haired Jay, that, Nintendo was Mario, Sega was Sonic. Like, everybody had their kind of signature game. I think that's kind of cool. That makes me want to have a Nintendo and a Sega and and then of course, Sega
mm,
just stepped out and said, "We'll just make games," and I get that, but I don't know. Maybe that is what the future needs is more exclusives that make you want to have multiple consoles.
yeah. Well, it doesn't make sense that Xbox spent so much money acquiring studios and you know then they're not going to have exclusives.
Yeah,
At least if they're timed exclusives, that would be the minimum,
sure, that's a good idea.
because they have to have. I get what they were doing, because they're dead last in the console race. So having it go to other consoles, will bring in more income, obviously, because of the PlayStation base. So it seemed like Nintendo was playing nice, a lot more so than Sony was with Xbox for a little while there. But their consoles are always underpowered, so that kind of puts a limit on it too.
Yeah, I do think that you spend all that money on acquiring all these huge gaming developers, and then you think, oh man, we spent too much money. We need to recoup that. Let's give it back to all the consoles that we were trying to take it from so that we can get our money back. It's just very short-sighted.
hmm
In the long run, you want those exclusives so that people have a reason like PlayStation to buy your console. And even if you aren't making a ton of money off selling that console, they're now in your ecosystem paying for Xbox Live, paying for your controllers, paying for every single thing, every other game you buy as well, even if it's something that's on every console. Well, you bought this one because of the exclusives. Now you're
That's
buying
right.
all those other games. If you're letting Sony buy or sell your games for you, they're taking a big cut, like 30% or something off of what you were going to make off of it. And those people are going to stay on PlayStation and buy all their other games that aren't Microsoft. And so Sony makes money off of that and Xboxes. It's just a
hmm
foolish
Yep.
business model.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where the CEO change and, obviously there's a lot of history there and backstory to it, but I don't know, man. I'm tired of seeing posts that say another Xbox L. Like, that should not be a hashtag,
Yeah. No, it
but
shouldn't.
it is.
That should not. Yeah, a very
Yeah.
popular hashtag used very many times.
I haven't used it. I've clicked it, but I haven't used it.
Yeah. Yeah, and video games shouldn't get a video of gameplay and then a week later get canceled like
Yeah.
Perfect Dark.
I agree with that.
Man, that made me
Dang.
mad. I was so looking forward to that game coming out.
Talk
Perfect
about
Dark.
nostalgia. I can tell
I
a
know.
quick story about Perfect Dark, dude. We were
Yeah.
7 kids, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
love 007. The graphics are never going to get better than that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You open the bathroom stall and a square-headed guy is right there. You're like,
How could it get better than this?
oh my God. I
Yep.
worked at a bank at the time. That's 90s. And this kid that was a teller for me was like, "Oh, you play games? Come. I have this game, Perfect Dark. I had never even heard of it. Go to his house to play it."
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was like it's all the mechanics and greatness of 007 with better graphics that were,
Yep.
if you look today, still
They figured.
terrible.
Oh yeah,
And
they're
then
awful.
added so much more. Oh my God, that game! I was just sitting watching it play.
That suitcase that you would throw out that would turn
dude,
into
The
a
gun.
turret.
Oh yeah. Yep.
incredible game.
Crazy.
Incredible game.
007 had the proximity mines, but
Yes, it
Perfect
did.
Dark had the suitcase turret.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I've tried to replay both games.
Can't do it.
Oh, it's hard. Even when they updated the controls, ooh, they're rough.
Even with the nostalgia, it's not enough.
Yeah. No, I have it. Yeah, I have it on my game library on Xbox, the original, and then was it Perfect Dark Zero?
Yeah.
Was a follow-up game, which wasn't great, but
Hey, it
yeah.
still will. That's a core memory for me. I will not lose that Perfect Dark memory. That was
Yeah.
incredible.
But the one they were making that was new, it looked cool. I mean, it looked like a 007 game. You know,
Mhm.
it was like, you know, with what they're doing with Fable, you can take a studio that only made car racing games, and Fable looks awesome. So
It looks incredible.
you know, with all the studios that Xbox now has, it's like, dude, they need to figure out how to get that done.
Yeah,
Hopefully
just
they
make
will.
one. Yeah. Well, it's crazy that they canceled Perfect Dark, like you said, after they
Mhm.
showed like, hey, this game's coming. They just did the same exact thing just lately to
Yeah,
Senua.
to Senua. Yep. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
they showed this gameplay, and I love the first two Senua Sagas games, and they're just shutting down the whole. They're not just canceling the game; they're shutting down and firing everybody or
And
selling
there
them off
has
or
to be
something.
more backstory to that, right? Like that's a massive decision to go. We're pulling the plug on this whole project.
Yeah.
From what I
Yeah.
heard, they made it sound like they put them in the Xbox showcase so that people could see it, and so that if they wanted to have any potential buyers to be able to see it, you know,
Wow.
and come in. But
I can't afford it.
it's not. Yeah, I know.
You
It's
I
not a
can't
very
afford
nice way
that
to
green
go about
Xbox.
it. Yeah.
I thought you were their prospective buyer.
Yeah. Yeah, but showing it at their showcase and being like, "Hey, check out this game. We don't want it. Do you?"
That's messed up.
Yeah, I know. That's not the right way to go about it. But
That's cold-blooded, man.
that actually looked cool because that was the one thing I didn't like about the last game was the combat was just kind of eh. So they were doing more of a focused combat. So if they could do that and make the combat awesome with the visuals of the last game, dude, that's
Yeah,
you know,
win-win.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So just to switch gears a little bit, I don't know if you guys saw, but they did announce pricing on the Steam machine.
Yeah, Steam Machine.
I was gonna say Steam Deck, but Steam
Yeah.
machine. I don't know if you guys saw that,
Nope. What are we looking at?
because we've all talked about, well, you know, especially if Xbox doesn't make their next Xbox hybrid console, Helix or whatever, if they don't make it PC/console and it's just back to just a console, then that leaves Steam Machine especially up for grabs to really get people to buy and play on their TV instead of sitting at a desk. Yeah, let's see here. It is.
I have a feeling you're gonna hurt me right now.
All right. Well, what would you guess it should be?
So if I remember correctly, the specs weren't they like slightly less than what the consoles are?
Yeah. Yeah. And well, I could tell you there's a 512 gigabyte version. So that tells you right there that's like the size of what a Series S.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Storage wise. Performance wise might be closer to a Series X, I'm not sure. So
That's
there's a
called, yeah.
512 and then I believe there's a 2 terabyte. Yeah, and then there's a 2 terabyte model.
It's a big
Wow.
jump.
That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 512. That's called play and delete.
Yeah, you have to constantly
Uh,
switch out your games for sure.
yeah. So,
I would assume though that you would be able to save a lot of Steam games onto a hard drive, an external hard drive, since it's a
hmm
PC based thing, but I'm not positive because on the Xbox you have to have a special hard drive for it or
Yeah.
whatever. So, what do you think the 512 gigabyte version of a Steam machine should? What do you think it should be? What's fair?
Should.
Yeah,
Should's a strong
yeah,
word. That's to Josh's point. If it's less
setting
than
you up.
the yeah,
yeah,
exactly, to fail. If it's less than
hmm
the energy of a console, then it should be less. So 600, but I know there's no chance. It's got to be upward of $1,000.
yeah. I was gonna do the Price is Right rules. Like Jay
Oh,
said,
okay. You-
750, right, for
You'd be at
the
like
translucent
751.
751.
751.
Yeah, 750 for the new Xbox. So 751.
Heard us. Heard us.
Josh, come on down. Yep. So yeah, starts at $1,049.
Yikes.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had to just break the comma mark there.
And
That's
For a
crazy.
512.
that
Wow. Yeah, what's the 2 terabyte?
uh, and that is without the controller.
Perfect. Cuz
So
Wow.
it,
well, why would you need a controller?
yeah.
No.
If you
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
if you want, maybe you're using mouse and keyboard, I
No,
don't know.
yeah,
But
you probably are.
you probably
Steam
are, you
machine
nerds.
owners.
Maybe it comes with a Connect. You
You
can
sweaty
just use your
nerds.
hands.
So if you want it with the controller, it's an additional $79, but that saves you a whole $20 from buying the controller separately. The controller is $100, which the controller looks to be kind of like a Steam Deck without the screen, which the Steam Deck's a really good
Yeah, it's
controller
a
and
cool
everything.
controller. Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
The touchpads, so cool.
hmm
I did not think I'd love the touchpads. That's my favorite part of them.
Yeah, I don't.
And then the 2 terabyte model, we jump up to
1,500.
with the controller 1,428.
Pretty close.
At
Yeah.
least that
Yep.
jump isn't too crazy, but still, like that's just rude.
Yeah, that's insane. So I try to figure out what the benefit of the Steam Deck. I mean, obviously you can sit on your couch and play it, but
With the Steam machine.
the Steam machine. Yeah. So other than that, what would you think the benefits are of it?
I think the catalog, Steam's catalog is just insane, and they don't go generation to generation, so you don't lose out or just hope that they'll do a next gen version or, backwards compatibility. Everything's just on there. And
hmm
so you can just play your entire catalog that maybe you've been building up for 10, 20 years on Steam. So
Yeah.
I think that's the perk. Is it worth it? Is there enough Steam players that don't want to sit with a mouse and keyboard and want to relax on a couch with a controller? I'm not sure.
So yeah, but you can hook up your Xbox controller to your PC, and I've never had a PC, for playing games, but can you not hook up your PC to a screen,
Yeah.
like a
No,
big
you
screen
can.
TV?
Yeah, most I mean, your modern gaming PC will have a HDMI port just like a console. Yeah, I guess the benefit there is it probably has like the UI of like the Steam Deck kind of thing where it feels more console-ish.
Hmm.
You don't just turn on the Steam machine and you're sitting there at
And
an opening, Linux where you got like Excel and emails and stuff like that where you're more console-like, I guess. But like you said, how hard is it just to plug in a gaming PC that's probably way more powerful
Yeah.
to your TV?
So basically, the Steam machine is for the console player that wants to be able to have access to the Steam library. Is That's what it seems like to me. That's a pretty big.
And that's where I think Xbox was actually going in the right
Yeah.
direction.
Mm-hmm.
That I was really excited for that.
So was
I
I.
wanted that. Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what I wanted to see. I was going to be able to play World of Warcraft on it. I was going to be
Mm-hmm.
able to play my Blizzard games on it,
it was
and
the
then I could
first
jump
thing that
over and
came
play my
out.
Xbox
Yeah.
games, and then I can jump over and play my Steam games. It would have been great, but they're messing it all up.
Yeah, I love the Steam Deck for that because it's like all the PlayStation games that went to Steam. It's like could get a PlayStation game for $15, and be able to play it on the Steam Deck. So
Yeah, you
their
were
their
finding
pricing is
PlayStation games that were actually on sale where you couldn't find that PlayStation game for that price on a PlayStation, right?
yeah. Yeah, I got all the Uncharted games, which I've already played through all of them on the PlayStation, but I got all of them and I have them on Steam Deck and I can play them on a handheld and it was like $15 for all of them. So,
Awesome.
yeah, the pricing, you can't beat it.
Yeah,
'Cause
my Steam library too, thinking back, isn't huge. I've had
mhm.
a few different gaming PCs and I've definitely gotten on there and played with some friends and had some good times on there, but my library isn't gigantic, so for me, I don't think I would buy the Steam machine just for the Steam aspect. But I would have went with an Xbox that could also
Yeah.
play Steam games for sure.
Yep.
I would have paid extra for that.
And I know there's people that have that library that it is appealing to them. I don't know if it's enough of an audience that makes that endeavor worth it. I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the sales stats are for the Steam machine.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too, because I think people really like the Steam Deck, but I don't think it sold like hotcakes. I
Mhm.
think they sold out when they very first came
Yeah.
out,
They
but
did a
it's just,
limited release.
yeah,
And
Yep.
they're getting
yeah.
a price increase too. For the OLED version, it's like $700 now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
bought I
the
bought
OLED, I
mine.
think it's up at around 1,000 with the larger RAM or hard
Mhm.
drive. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I bought mine for $399 and it doesn't need an OLED. The screen looks great. I'm totally happy with it. And I think that's a good
You
price.
only play Red Dead Redemption, as we all know on there,
Hey,
but
that's all you need.
I
You're
go
all right,
between Red
girl.
Dead Redemption and Uncharted 4. So,
Okay.
I go back and forth a little bit.
you added a game to your library.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. And
Excellent. A
those are
little variety.
play and delete games too because I think it's 500 or something.
Taking up your
It's
whole hard
small.
drive.
Yeah, it's especially Red Dead, dude. That game is huge. It
Huge.
Yeah.
takes a lot of
Worth it.
space. Yep. Yep.
Very worth it.
Way worth it.
Come out with a Red Dead Redemption
Please.
remaster or just like an upgrade,
Yeah.
Yeah.
4K 60 or whatever, and I'm buying it
That's what
again.
that's what I thought that they were doing, but it was the first one instead.
Yeah.
Just Red
Yeah.
Dead Redemption. Yeah. Which is an awesome game too, but
Yeah, it is.
I want the second one.
Same.
Yeah. And I would play through it again if they did it.
Yep. All right, guys, that wraps it up for today. We just hope you guys like this episode. Make sure
Yep.
you smash that subscribe button and keep following for more. We're out of here. Later.
Peace.